I wonder if I can pause it.
Little break.
Hey.
How many kids you have?
6.
And they're all in school? Or?
The ones at home are.
I'm sorry, what?
The ones at home are.
Yeah.
Dalton, right? What's he up to?
He works at GXO.
Also, 2 jobs. I thought he worked right here.
Oh, he hadn't worked out there in years. My other son, Brady, used to work out there too.
Oh. Eric.
Hey, how are you guys?
Doing well.
Your business is this whole farm, isn't it?
No, used to be.
Well,
I sold out.
okay.
Yep. My son, my daughter work there.
Like,
My ex-wife owns a business.
Okay. Because Kelly Dickerson just started working there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, that's, she's had, I don't know how many jobs here recently.
I think a lot of people in Colfax have worked. I think everyone in Colfax has worked there at one point in time.
Well, I want to get out there and check it out.
Meat processing can be it's a hard
Might
business.
have a name on it.
Oh yeah, Evan. You remember Evan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Evan was, he's the, gosh, what, he's
He
an
was talking
operations
about
manager? He got himself a great mentor. I was pretty impressed with the guy.
The building inspector may be contracted out through the consultants, MS Consultants. No, an engineering firm.
No luck finding a new inspector.
Well, they put it on LinkedIn, I guess. Action needed. No, internet.
Looking at some old notes. Dylan with the trailer park. 552 West Low Street.
Yeah,
That was solved because the town council,
they've approved the vacating the alley. Does that tell me I had a meeting?
I mean, you loaded and the dryer is down.
Actually, no, the washing machine will be done. I just put the dryer in.
We have a musical washer and dryer set.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Dun, 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 dun. I can't go by that clock now. It's not even moving.
No, it died. We're gonna get a new one at some point.
Hope they get one that plugs in.
Yes.
The school my brother taught at, Klondike Middle School, they were in the old Klondike High School.
That's at the tip of Canoe, isn't it?
Uh-huh. West Lafayette, Northwest. And they, were getting rid of a lot of stuff, so he got a couple of clocks, and I had one hanging in my garage for a long, long time. We do have some people on the street or whatever.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. No, go ahead. What is this spectator?
It's not like church, you don't have to.
It's
sit
not
back.
like church, okay.
Hold on, it's not like church.
Yeah, you don't have to sit in the back.
You just sat in somebody else's seat.
Oh,
Have you ever noticed that?
that's why I always set someplace different each week. Just to throw people off.
You're supposed to sit in the front row when you go to church.
Neat.
Okay, shut it off.
Okay, I'll go back to. No, I don't have that on. Nancy's the only one. Marcellus isn't here yet. I haven't checked to see if he's gonna get a message from him. And I think here. She must not have got my email because I told her to print some agendas.
So out there near Old Mill Park, Mr. Eric Kelly concerning the storage unit,
Yeah,
he hasn't come up with any further information or anything.
and there's another guy that's interested, Dennis Thorntown. Come on. That's right.
So did work get hard today?
All right. Two applicants. Yes, sir.
Good.
5 of 6. Stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We have a quorum with everyone present except Nancy. And Marcellus. Okay. Has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes of the last meeting in July?
Yes, sir. I got them on the computer real quick.
Well, oh, yeah. He's got his, well, I've got mine.
First page, it is a screen, so.
Pass it down. Anyone needs to read it. There wasn't much going on that day.
No.
Hey, Marcel.
There he is.
Hi. Sorry. Getting out of Indy was a nightmare today.
With all this construction, you never know what you're gonna.
It's
run
so
into.
hit and miss.
Every
That's
single
nice.
road between my office building and 65 was one lane.
It's so hard. It just seems like that you find a rabbit trail and you have to go someplace else.
If everyone's had a chance to look at that, we'll have a motion to accept them.
I make a motion that we accept the 7/14/2023 meeting minutes.
I second.
Ourselves, we did the Pledge of Allegiance and we established the quorum as well.
Sounds like something with, Okay, we have a motion to accept the, minutes from the last meeting of July 14th. We have a second. Any discussion? Yeah, all those in favor of accepting the minutes as written, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. All right, the public may, okay, we have time for public comment. The public may comment on items not on the agenda, which we really don't have anything on our agenda tonight. Things have been kind of slow for us. So, and it's, that are not, we're not having a public hearing tonight, so it doesn't have to be anything related to that, or a specific matter within the planning commission's jurisdiction. If you got something that's specific to our planning commission jurisdiction, we can bring that up in new business. So, anybody anything want to comment?
I've got some pictures of what's known as a tiny home. And I'm looking at allowing my mother-in-law to put her tiny home on my property at 210 North Front Street.
Okay.
And we don't know whether there's any questions as far as the zoning and everything
Well,
like that.
We currently have a zoning that says it has to be 1,200 square feet.
Has to be what?
1,200 square feet. Just,
What is
hold
your-
on a second.
What is?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
What is?
Yeah, but they-
tiny homes?
It's 399 square
Yeah.
feet. It's a
It
tiny
is.
home.
They are being, our statutes are being rewritten, and we are taking the tiny homes into consideration.
Oh,
That's what we were told.
Yes, and is this something that is pulled in, or is it going to be built on site?
that one has wheels on
Okay.
it and you can cover with a skirt.
Right.
Or I can get one that has, you put a foundation
Right.
down. I guess I really liked this one.
I do
It
too.
is- Yeah, you do too. See, it's in the ballpark because it's used. It's not one that is over $100,000. I can't afford that. And I started looking at tiny homes and that one's got everything in it and a porch on it. And
That is-
I know that you did not approve tiny homes before, or at least I believe you did.
Well, we never had anybody come with a tiny home before, but we had somebody come with a mini barn that they wanted to convert into a living space.
Okay, this is not in.
Yeah. Right. And I've seen the tiny homes and been in them. And I taught at Western Boone, and there was a teacher there that was actually looking into one. Because she just needed a place for her to eat, sleep, clean up, and read books.
True.
Yeah.
I just
Where's it located?
Are these our ordinances?
July 1st,
See if I can-
Florida, which is where I lived, but I need to be with my daughter, son-in-law. now.
Right. Yeah, 300 square feet,
$399.
or, yeah, 399 of handcrafted charm.
An ADU, according to Indiana law, and I realize municipalities do their own thing, but the Indiana law for a tiny home is 599 square feet max. And I don't need something that big.
It says, and this is what confuses me, I don't know about the rest of you. This park model RV, and they're calling it an RV. It's a perfect blend of rustic, and that's the Indiana law. And that's where their wording maybe needs to be changed, is you can't live in an RV 12 months out of the year. And you're gonna live in this 12?
Yeah, and it's not an RV.
Yeah. When are you planning on bringing that in?
How soon can I do that if you approve it?
That's what's holding her up right now.
Okay. Because the,
The ordinances are currently being rewritten. They're due by the end of the year.
Yeah.
The ordinances are being rewritten. Boone County, countywide ordinance is 1,200 square feet as well. As far as 1,200 square feet is the smallest you can have a home in Boone County. And by default, I think Thorntown must have adopted that. at some
well,
point in time.
no, one of the things, the reasons it's been adopted is people not building a mini barn on the property and having
Right.
someone else living, having dual residences on the same property. But that's something we're looking at changes because you have the mother-in-law apartments or the
The
in-law.
ADU law in Indiana is different
Mhm.
from what I read. It's different than an RV.
Right. What is on our new ordinances, are they going to be?
It's a square foot limitation on the ordinance though. Right.
I don't know. Debbie hasn't written that part yet, so I'm not sure. I can talk to her and see what she's thinking as far as accessory dwelling units and minimum lot living area size and stuff like that. So I don't know what she's planning for that.
But regardless, the ordinances, we still have to go to the town council to be approved via our recommendation.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. So the kind of timeline we're looking at here is the draft would be done at the end of the year, and then it would need to come here, the Plan Commission, for you to give your recommendation, and then it would need to go to town council for them to actually adopt the new ordinance. So an optimistic view of that is January would be like the earliest that town council would be adopting this new ordinance. And that's just if everything
That
goes
is if-
according to plan.
Yeah, that's if no one says, we don't like it, bring more information. But that's the process that we're looking
And
at.
that's under 6 months. So if you were to bring it in, you're living, I'd say it's not an RV, but if people think it's an RV, you still have 6 months to live in. So, I mean, that's,
Ourselves
I
is
know I was told it
a
has to
creative
go
way
to
to
town
attach the house
council.
somewhere to make it part of it.
Yeah, I think if it was attached to the existing structure,
It could just be a hallway or breezeway.
yeah,
Maybe
then
insulate.
that would probably, well,
but it's not on your same property, is it? Or-
It's on the same property, but the property is 2 acres.
Okay,
Oh, then that
It's
shouldn't,
going to be
that shouldn't be a
at the
problem.
Rear of property.
at 200 north? Or
210 North Front Street. Is the farmhouse too close to the road? Brockmeyer grew up in the home.
What, is it on the east side of the street or the west side?
East side.
East side, and which house is it again?
It's one house north of Bow Street.
Okay, okay. That's pretty fairly.
Three houses from his house on
Okay.
the opposite side of the road.
Which house is it?
So will you
You haven't had
be
to make
serving
any calls
electric,
there.
water, sewage? How is that?
Yes.
Separate electric, separate water, separate sewage, or are you tying into the house?
We didn't know what the requirements were. I would like to see it be separate.
To what?
I'd like it to be separate.
Separate. So you would you hire a contractor to install the septic field, drill a well, or
Well,
no,
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 it's sewer.
it's sewer.
Yeah,
Sewer, that's right.
it'd be
Sorry.
city sewer.
So sewer, water, and electric would have to be run
Electric,
to. Is that correct?
Electric's not a problem. So I had a shop or a garage built. And you have to get everything, but yours is covered with all the electrical already in it. And they'll just come in and hook it up.
So is that called an accessory structure in the ordinance currently? Is that how they would do that?
Yeah, so that would be an accessory structure currently. However, let's see. Accessory structure, it would be it would technically be a two-family dwelling use on that property, which actually means, so since residential only exists as a primary use in the zoning code, technically a second residence as a separate building would count as having two primary structures, which is not allowed by the ordinance.
What are they doing now when you bring in grandma's home?
So,
They attached it.
yeah, if you were to
Remodel the
attach
house
it
or attach
to your house in a more permanent way, then it would all be one structure, and that would be
A
allowed.
breezeway. Just a breezeway.
Which would preclude you from putting it on like the other end of the property. Unless you have a long breezeway, right?
Maybe you don't want his mother-in-law.
Well, I'm sure that there's, yeah, I'm sure that there's, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
I've always just considered it this way, that we've introduced it as her having independence. Last thing she's gonna want is to answer to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of that has anything to do with that. This is just how the zoning ordinance is
Yeah.
currently written.
I'm just,
Yeah.
you know, whatever the options are, we can consider them. She has a POA who will look at everything and help her make that decision.
We had another gentleman that added on, it's a permanent structure, but it's not very big. But he just has a roof attaching the two structures. And it's all a little breezeway. Yeah.
Between.
And then
What are the other options on that property? There isn't.
there isn't.
Because the square footage, that's where we're running into the issue.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you saying the county was $599?
No, the county, I believe Boone County was
No, I
1,200
was
square foot.
Quoting the state,
state has to
ADU. I
say,
forget what that's called, you might know, and it's ADU for,
Accessory dwelling unit.
okay.
That's, yeah, that's what we, so, yeah. Okay.
I'll just say that based on the pictures, I believe I've seen one of these. Just outside of town, you turn right on, I want to say like 700.
Yeah.
And it's like the second property. We know the gal on the third property. So it's at the end of the driveway. The building
Go
materials,
by there.
yeah.
Okay, well, that is what I'd like to do with this. possible.
So you want to live in Indiana in the winter?
I don't want to live in Indiana in the winter.
She lost her home to
Oh,
a hurricane,
oh,
so I'm sure our cold will bother her.
Yeah.
not as much as the hurricane.
Yeah, yep.
past couple of weeks, the heat was,
Yeah.
Just like being down there.
yeah.
Florida has three insurance zones, north, middle, and south. And so I don't know if it was like 18 years ago, but Allstate, when this was in the news, was canceling policies. Started in the south, and it went to the middle.
You're in good hands.
They can't even get citizens insurance now, like they could before. It's in the
Can't even get
prices.
FEMA to settle the claim
Yeah,
in 2 years, and they still haven't made an offer.
I've been fighting with them, and we've had 4 hurricanes. And I can't live through that again. So I thought this might be the best alternative. Because I lost everything I had, so
Sorry to hear that.
well, I wasn't alone, there was a lot of
Yeah.
people.
In Thorntown, we don't have tornadoes because the Indians have done something to protect us. That's the story.
Because the water surrounds them.
I'm
Well-
glad.
The Indians have blessed the water.
The water.
No, it's, there's a thing.
More surrounded. You pull it up on the map.
Yeah,
So currently what we've got right now is a situation where the house is too small to exist on its own on that property, and it would have to be attached to the existing property. Even if that property was split to 2 properties where it's one single dwelling, we're still gonna run into the issue of minimum square footage.
Minimum square footage, yep.
So, okay.
You're also saying in 6 months that might be different.
Different, yes.
Might, that's the, so the process, right, the code will get, the ordinance is getting rewritten by an engineer. Then we'll review it, and that will take a period of time. Then we make recommendations and changes. If we agree with everything in it, then, okay, it's great, moves on, then we make a recommendation to town council, say, hey, this is a good ordinance, you should really adopt it. Then they take their time and they review it, and then if there's something in there they don't like, they kick it back down to us, and then the process just continues till everyone agrees on it. And then once everyone agrees on it, then the town council will vote, and say, yep, this is the ordinance, and at that moment, then, whatever's in the ordinance can happen.
Looked at a lot of things they have around here for rent and for sale. I can't afford it.
Mhm.
I'm on social security now, and that's it. And
But there is still the possibility of putting it close to our structure and then putting a breezeway.
Yes.
That's still even with the 2 dwelling unit, you had mentioned 2.
So okay, so that's a good point. So the problem I see here now that the code still requires that you have 1,200 square feet of finished floor area per dwelling unit. Now,
Can we consider just, it's a room?
that is
It's an addition. Be considered an addition.
yeah. I think you could do that.
Do you need some time to review to make sure before you?
Yeah, I would need time to review it for sure. And I think that's kind of your best option if you wanted to get it done now. What would be to attach it with a breezeway, and we'll see what we can do about this, about the minimum square footage requirement.
And that, maybe some folks on the town board wants to maintain the minimum square footage, right? And they'll say, no, it needs to be 1,000 square feet. So that's what we could run into, right?
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot of space, and it doesn't.
It is.
Yeah, and that's why we're looking into the tiny home situation, especially with Lily going in it there, and, you know, people are wanting more affordable housing. Tiny homes are a thing. Let's go.
Well, like I said, I found a 2-bedroom apartment. But it's $1,896 a month, plus your utilities and rent.
Yep.
And that's not anything I can do.
So if they didn't consider a dwelling unit just an expansion to the house, they're adding a room. That's not an issue, correct?
Yes.
And that room can have a bathroom, and that room can have a kitchen in it as well, or a studio kitchen.
Perhaps. It depends on how the code defines a dwelling unit.
I mean, if it's attached to the structure, it's a singular unit.
Well,
Well,
not really.
All right, so you need to look at
I would need
pros
to.
and cons and then determine.
I would need to look at it more. And unfortunately, the current ordinance doesn't have any process for seeking a variance, because I think this would be a pretty good case for getting one.
Yeah.
But the town doesn't currently have a process for that. So bottom line is I'll have to go back and do more research into this.
Do a code review and give us a
Yeah, and give a recommendation before I can say for certain what's possible. But I'll say from right now, it does seem like your best shot is after the new ordinance gets passed. You probably have a better chance of making this work.
And then the other thing that recommend you do is make sure and talk to the town council in regards to housing, how expensive it is, and what your options are, and why you're considering it. Because they definitely need to hear that situation, right?
And
They need to understand that there are people out there that need to
us
live in this.
talking to the
Correct.
town.
Yes, ma'am.
If somebody can't drive and they can work anymore,
Well, that's why we're hoping you can do it on the property. You got a golf cart, you can come from any place on the property to the house, have dinner. When you get tired of us, you go back to your privacy.
and I have a trike, 3-wheel trike that I can
Get around.
manipulate, but
I did the same thing. I built an in-law, well, actually it was my parents' a house on our farm, but I had to stick with the 1,200 square foot minimum.
that's a lot.
are you wanting?
Yeah, but
Are you wanting to put her back around in that corner, far away from the house?
We just gave a portion of that away.
Oh.
That's what I wanted, and I can't.
Okay, you're the ones that had that, okay. Yeah, that's, I mean, they're not taking up more than,
what did you do with your property?
right here.
No, you said you donated. What did you do?
We donated a piece to the utilities so that they could have a driveway
See there?
across their property.
So that's kind of goodwill I would obviously mention at a meeting.
At the town council.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, when I moved in there 45 years ago, we owned that property that went down to the water.
Okay,
We sold that property to the utilities, and then they came back this year and needed driveway space.
Yeah.
So we donated it to them, which was not pleasing because we had that all figured out.
Well, I see what you're painting is you worked with the town to get them what they needed so we could provide water and services in the town. Meanwhile, your mother-in-law, that was where the projecting it going got displaced a little bit. Again, just make a case for people to consider.
Right,
Oh, well,
thank you.
And for us, we review the codes and we report back to you, hey, that's not how it's written. And then you tell the town council that's a dumb code and you should revise it or whatever, your feeling is. And then that gets the wheels of change going.
All right, so.
And then as the process goes on, you probably want to get a sketch, more drawings on that if everything goes well,
Mhm.
et cetera, to get it approved, the building permit, but that's seemingly not gonna be
So you want
today.
to keep what you've got so you can show the pictures.
Yes. Like I said, the other thing is if you were needing to go ahead and I'm just, maybe this isn't right, or this isn't legal.
You're brainstorming,
I don't know.
You're brainstorming.
Yeah, I'm trying to
you're
brainstorm here.
brainstorming.
Where if you bring it in and put it in temporarily as an RV for your 6 months, maybe we can have everything squared away where you can actually do something where they'll come in and say, okay, if it's attached, it counts, or okay, we're accepting that, and then the town council approved that. We have a town council member now that lives out of a camper on his property in the summer.
In the summer, see, that's what people do in Florida in the
Yeah.
winter. Okay.
Well, hopefully we gave you some answers.
Or some strategies anyways to get the ball rolling.
Thank you. Now, we don't go to the town council though till you're.
No, you guys can go. Town council meetings next week
Next
Oh,
month.
in this same room. Yeah, just show up. And there's a public, they're usually a public comment card you can fill in. I want 10 minutes of your time, or 5 minutes of your time. And just like what you had done here, it said, hey, we live at this location. You may know us because we donated some property to, well, this is how I would do it. And my mother-in-law has been displaced by the hurricanes in Florida, and she needs a place to stay. She's looked in town. She can't afford the rent, and this is an option she's looking at. But currently, your ordinance does not allow it due to the size. We'd like you to consider changing it because this is, your life that you're trying to get after, right? So that's how I would approach it. And then, put it in their mind. And then meanwhile, the ordinance is being rewritten. So
Next week, do they meet in?
right in this room, ma'am.
in
Just come right back in
what
here, ma'am.
day?
Yes, ma'am.
Monday at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Monday at 7 o'clock.
You go early because sometimes they can stay late.
Monday at 7. Okay.
And any other members in the community, if you know, are interested in tiny homes, it'd be wise to bring them along as well, to have them speak. It's just good to let the town board know that there's is it one person
Yeah.
or is it 50 people, right? And, the town board's managing the town. There's insurance, there's all these things that they have to manage. So they're really trying to do free benefit as well. So
Well, there's just one person that I know of right now, but
I would imagine there's probably more, but
there probably is. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
And it's going to be the same situation where it's a family member that they want to bring in.
Okay. I know you don't talk. What do you want to share?
And sir, what was your name?
Okay.
Rick, Bechtold,
Rick Bechtold?
C-H-T-O-L-D.
Yes, that's what I
EECH.
recognized you. That's why I said that.
Well, I will search for needs for public.
And you have a daughter?
Okay, that may be,
Sure.
I have quite a few of them.
I think I coached one of them.
Swimmer,
No, either in track or volleyball. It's been a long time. It might have been one of your oldest ones.
yeah, she's 40. Spent
Yeah,
12
probably
years-
that.
She's graduating next year.
She spent 12 years in the Army, most of it in
Yes,
Iraq.
it was her. It was her because I remember she was so excited.
Yeah, when
she
we
was a little.
when we went to visit her at Kansas, the lady said, "Your wife's awful small." Erica said, "Well, look, what did you think?" Not letting her know that's not my mom, it's my stepmom. But yeah,
No,
she
Yeah.
spent 12
Do you have
years.
contact information so I can get back to you?
Yes,
She'd be so
I
excited.
won't be able
She'll
to
text
do
you.
that.
Yep.
No
awesome.
problem. Sir, can I
Well,
take down some contact information?
I can't write it.
That's fine.
It's not gonna work.
You can either tell it to me or you can write it yourself.
What do
whichever
you,
you
what do you want?
Phone, email address.
Phone is, I'll give you my wife's because it's more dependable.
Huh?
765 481
Is that what?
0686. And my name is Kay, and it's spelled K-A-E.
Got it.
And the last name is Campbell, like the soup. Campbell.
Let's see, am I?
All right.
And just so you guys understand, Marcellus works for an engineering company, and the town hires him to be our secretary and also our code expert and manage all of this stuff. So he's not a Thorntown, doesn't live in Thorntown, he just works for us. He's our secretary and our planner.
So
actually.
now you need
But
to
just
go
so,
to
just so,
Thornton
just so
and
you
get
all
a
understand.
tiny
And then
house.
we're on the, we are like, live in town. So that's how all that
You
stuff
need
works.
anything else?
Nope.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in,
Thank you for
guys.
coming.
Next Monday, I'm sorry if he wasn't doing that.
That's why she was so calm. She could take it out on you.
You threw food at me. I didn't mean to
Seems like
do
we don't
that.
serve food.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
good
Ben.
one.
Thanks for coming. Okay. New business. Or any discussion on what we just went through?
Is there no way to fast track one line of the ordinance, or can you not do
I
that?
kind of wondered that too.
That could happen if we really wanted to. I think particularly if town council wanted to, then I'm sure we could have Debbie and I could write, a specific piece of new code for that for plan commission and then town council to review and pass. If that's the route we wanted to go.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I
actually
mean, it
thought of
sucks not to
that
have a
and then
place to
kind of
live.
Yeah.
Melted away. I'm glad you kept that in your head.
I could sense it.
Yeah, it's,
I was picking up your energy, man.
That's a good idea.
and I was just telling Eric, one of the things we'd have to be careful about with tiny homes is people putting them in as rentals.
So I put 4 tiny homes on a
Yeah, or
typical Thorntown property and have 4 tenants.
Yeah, or doing like a tiny home park, like trailer park. Which the guy that came in that one time, that's one of the things he talked about is it was a tiny, they weren't trailers, they were tiny homes.
Yep. Tiny homes. Yeah.
But I have something, and this kind of leads up to what Melanie Gall, you've never met Melanie, I don't think, Marcellus, but I think everybody else knows her. She sent me a text, says, this is something Fishers is doing. I know it's probably not a big problem in Thorntown yet. It's something the planning board might discuss. We want to be a town of homeowners, not renters. And we don't want outside groups coming in and buying everything up to use as rentals. Is there anyway, it's something to think about. Thanks. City puts a cap on investment properties to help residents build generational wealth. The city puts a cap on investment properties to help residents build. And then she's got a link here, but something that Fishers is doing. But that's what Floyd Fairfield, he brought up a bunch of properties and then was renting them. I know there was somebody else that had a bunch of properties they bought and was renting them, but both of them are out of business now, I think.
Where I live, there is a family that buys and rents. So here on West Street, Southwest Street, there's 1, 2, 3, I think 4 homes within a block and a half.
Same owner.
Same one. And they take care of the properties. I mean,
Yeah, that's just it. You'd never know. I mean, I
Yeah.
should say you wouldn't know, but yes, it's a well-maintained area through there. And actually, the trailer parks are starting.
Such a tricky, it's
Yeah.
so tricky.
Dylan's doing a really good
Cost-
job. The trailer parks are starting to
cost
get
of
cleaned up
housing.
and good.
Cost of housing versus wealth disparity.
And rental.
Yeah.
Rental.
Well, I never thought about, what you had just said in regards to outside financing coming in, but it's almost as if you have to do that because that's the only way you can protect people from getting reasonable housing. Because if you have outside people buying it, next thing you know, you have, the whole neighborhood or the whole block, and then they can charge what have you.
Yeah,
But that's still.
what you may never know is if somebody buys a house as an individual and then they sell it to corporate.
Yeah, there's all kinds of bad behavior.
Yeah, and you see these signs all over, we buy houses.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing.
Mhm.
I got to tell you, I think that the small home thing is a reality that America is just going to have to deal with because it just comes down to cost.
Well, and the thing is, the one she's picked out is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not. It's not.
Oh, I didn't get to
it's
see the
not-
pictures.
It's a
yeah,
nice one.
this is awesome. The first page is a description of it.
So have you seen the one out there on, just on 700?
No, I'll have to drive out there. Yeah, because there's been a lot of construction out there lately.
Okay.
I think so. So where the 700 goes out and then it turns towards north, doesn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a right-hand turn.
it? Right. Because the JT Woody goes down the corner.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is really nice.
And the Amish build them that size. And they look like log homes. They
Tiny
build
home
them
in
and they put
Colfax
the logs
around the
in.
edge. There's a town with a tiny home in Colfax. It looks really nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
It's a nice house.
and I'm not sure, maybe someone can correct me. I don't know if Frank said this or not, as being a town council, but ours was already sold like 50 homes.
Really didn't know that.
They did.
I
I hadn't heard
40
that.
40 to 50, something like that.
In one fell swoop, that had to have been a corporation that came and bought those.
Or Lily came in and said, hey, we're gonna buy some. Or,
I bet you for transition. Yeah, boy, that's wow. All right.
the thing is, and this is what hurts the cost of housing, is there was a house at Cool Lake on number 8. And they wanted 850,000.
Mhm.
It's on an acre. And they had a nice little outbuilding out there. The house is really nice. I can't remember if it has a full basement or not. They wanted 850,000. 2 people wanted it. It went for over $1 million.
Yep.
And then whoever bought it put a cedar privacy fence all the way around it. Well, I was out there today, they got to put it up, you can smell the cedar, but they're raising dogs, they're gonna have dogs. So it's like, wow.
I mean, a lot of these developers pre-sale, so they could have been.
You're not surprised then?
I'm not too surprised. And they definitely think that there's a market for these houses. Otherwise, they wouldn't go to the trouble of planning to build however many over. It's over 100 of them, right?
163.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to build 163 unless they can sell
It's a lot of
a
money.
third or a third of them.
Oh, on Arbor?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've got 3 phases. Phase 1, they're putting up all, 60 to 80 homes.
Yeah. So this is already almost like half or 2/3 of that already.
And then phase 2 and 3 will actually probably go about the same time. Start at 2, but someone may come in and say, hey, I want one over here in phase 3. But they've got a house right there, the model home on 47 up front. Drive by and see it.
That's spec house.
Yeah. It almost looks like it's a duplex.
Yeah, sure it'll be their office.
Yeah, I was like, is that a duplex? I don't know. Somebody come home drunk. Frank will be getting a call, hey, there's a guy in our house. All right, any new business? Old business?
I did have a question. Is Deb Ruzier's ordinance is coming along fine?
Yeah.
And then annexation, we talked about Garrett Kelly.
Yeah.
How does annexation occur?
So the way that happens is the property owners, owners who want to be annexed would have to basically produce a petition. That would just be like their signatures, the addresses, that kind of information. And then that would be presented to, I'm trying to remember this, that gets presented, I think it goes directly to town council. And then if town council wants to, then town council has to do like their own due diligence. They have to, make sure that there's utility capacity. They have to make sure that, there's like a bunch of other stuff that they have to like look into to make sure that it's feasible for the town to accept additional property, and these particular properties, whichever ones get submitted. And then after they've gone through all of that process, then they can vote to decide whether or not they want to approve the annexation. And then and I think that's a public hearing matter. And then if they approve, then that gets recorded and it gets annexed into the town. And if not, then that's that.
But it has to be adjacent to town property.
It needs to be adjacent to town property. It's like 1/8 of the total perimeter of whatever is trying to be annexed needs to be contiguous.
It used to be like 10 feet, but they had to change that because people were just towns were doing 10 feet.
Yeah.
Going up and then spreading out. Because there's some houses on the other side of 47 from Garrett in that field that we're talking about being annexed in. I don't know if you guys remember Lane at Newbeck. She came and talked a few times to us when they Arbor was at the beginning, and she lives right there on 47 in front of Arbor.
Yeah, I was wondering about those properties. I know there's like a couple of properties that are like Arbor's kind of notched in there.
Mm-hmm. And so the couple that owns the house is all surrounded by the pine trees. They had their house sold. And then the people who buying it found out that Arbor was coming in, so they backed out of it.
Mm.
That timing was awful for those folks.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember writing the minutes for that.
And I just wanted to throw up
Still
when I
up
heard
for
the
sale.
situation.
But they got a quick claim to 10 feet west of their property line, so they added some property to theirs because they didn't want to have that buddy right up against it.
Yeah, that was all I had, John, was just to follow up on that.
Any other business? Any announcements?
That alley got approved.
Yes. Yes, the alley is vacated.
Amy was going to write an ordinance for that would like make that official. Was it approved at the last week?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
approved.
Yeah, you just need to grab it if you need it. The documents floating around somewhere.
Okay. I mean, I think that's something that Karina, or I'm forgetting the lady that is going to be replacing her name. Allie. Can just, I guess, take down to the county recorder and have it recorded.
That might be something Green can have to do with Ally Short, how that stuff's done.
Yeah.
So she knows how to do it. And in case you guys didn't already know, Green's retiring this month. County clerk treasurer.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
She copied me.
Well, she just had her birthday and she decided she wants to play golf, spend time at the lake, and a lot of time with her grandson. So,
Seems like a smart thing to do.
Yep.
I'll be officially retired September.
that's her. Labor Day, Labor Day.
I'll be officially retired when I'm 6 foot underground.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
We adjourn.
Motion's been made to adjourn at 6:48 by Gene, seconded by Eric. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned, and you will end the stream.
I don't like being on TV.